Welcome back. Thank you for tuning back into Good Morning Black Hills. We now turn to our weekly Monday morning segment, Mental Health Monday. And today we are focusing on how trauma can affect all of us. And to tell you more about this topic is Amber Roduner with West River Mental Health. First of all, how are you doing this morning?
Wonderful.
That's excellent to hear. It's good to hear you. It's good to hear that you're doing well and good to see you here on Good Morning Black Hills. It's a pleasure to always have West River Mental Health on our show. And kind of starting off, let's talk about trauma. How can that look like for different people?
Trauma affects all of us so differently, and so really it can look like a variety of things, but something that we know about someone who's experienced trauma and is currently reacting to that trauma is that they tend to live in their emotion part of their brain, so they have strong emotions, kind of work just off of those emotions, and sometimes they even go as far as to moving into that reptilian or survival part of their brain, where they're just trying to figure out, what do I need to do in that moment to survive?
And what can they do in that moment to kind of survive? I mean, how can they reach out for help if they want to reach out for help, or if they should reach out for help?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Always like being able to just talk to somebody about kind of how they're feeling. Connection is one of the things that actually pulls us out of that survival or emotion part of our brain and into the part of our brain that can make decisions and think about different things. And so being able to connect with people is one of those things that can help pull us out of that kind of in the immediate. Other than that, obviously reaching out for professional help. So like obviously with like West River Mental Health or things like that can help kind of work through a variety of those different reactions to trauma.
And you mentioned a little bit of some of those resources available to some of our viewers here in Dakota Territory.
Yeah.
But kind of talking about that, are there any more resources West River Mental Health kind of provides that can help those people who are seeking out that help?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many different options available at West River Mental Health as far as the therapy that we provide, case management even for certain people with things that they're kind of dealing with, whether it's children and families. We actually have case management for them and or adults. But the very specific types that are very much geared towards trauma that my fellow coworkers will actually be here throughout this month talking about are ART and EMDR, which both use some of that bilateral eye stimulation, which is a newer way of us being able to kind of reprocess some of the trauma and the memories and things like that people are dealing with.
Well, that sounds very exciting. Hopefully some of our viewers can kind of stick around throughout the month to learn more about that. Sounds very exciting. Thank you again for joining us here on Good Morning Black Hills. It's been a pleasure to talk to you this morning.